Good morning. Welcome to Yoga by Jacqueline. I'm Jacqueline, and this morning we're going to be working on our lower back. Any lower back issues, tightness, or tension. So these are just a few stretches, few yoga poses that will help you release some of the stress and tension in your lower back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come down onto our mat or onto the floor where you're at, and we're just going to find a comfortable seated position. I like to have my legs crossed just to kind of start out with, but if it's uncomfortable to cross your legs, you're welcome to have your legs out in front of you or perhaps even your knees bent, whatever feels the best for you. We want to remove the fleshy parts from underneath the sits bones, so just go ahead and get the muscle and the fleshy parts aside. Root down through your sits bones, your ischium, and then begin to stack the back all the way up, so all the way up the vertebrae. So we'll do a little slight tuck of the tailbone, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. We'll lift the chest up nice and tall, and then stretch through the top of your head. Just kind of elongating the spine as much as you can in this seated position. And let's go ahead and relax the shoulders, sink them down away from the ears, creating some space between the ears and the shoulders. And just for a brief few moments, let's go ahead and close our eyes and just start to clear the mind. Just let go of thoughts and distractions and temptations to start making lists for our day or whatever it is that we're doing. Just be here in the present moment and start to feel the different sensations going on in the body. Notice where we have the tension. Notice where we have some discomfort. And then notice the parts of the body that are feeling good, are feeling okay. And just begin to breathe in and out through our nose. So drawing the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. And with the next inhale, maybe open the eyes and become aware of the room around us. And with the next inhale after that, let's take our arms and sweep them all the way up to the sky. Big breath in, stretch all the way up. Reach up nice and tall, and then take the hands, squeeze them together, draw them down to heart center as we exhale. Pushing firmly through both hands. And then inhale, open the chest wide, open the arms wide, stretch the fingertips as far away from the body as you can. Exhale, squeeze the fingers together, press the palms together, squeezing all the way down, creating dynamic tension here. Good. 2 more. Inhale, sweep up. Stretch out long, open up. And exhale, hands coming down. Last one. Deep breath in, stretch as long as you can. Extending through the fingers, extending through the arms. And then exhale, squeezing the hands together, drawing them all the way down. Great. Go ahead and release here. The next inhale, sweeping the arms up. We're going to twist to our left. So our right hand is going to come across the body. Right hand comes to the left knee. Left hand behind the back, maybe pressing into the floor. Lift the chest and then follow the gaze around to the left shoulder. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up, coming back to center. And exhale, left hand goes across to the right knee. Right hand behind the right hip, pressing into the floor. Lift the chest up. Kind of press your belly forward. So we're lifting the chest up. And then follow the gaze over the right shoulder. Good. Let's switch from side to side now. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale to the left. Finish the twist. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, arms up. Back to center. Exhale to the left. Let's do this a few more times at your own perfect pace. When you're ready to breathe in, stretch up tall. When you're ready to exhale, come into the twist. Remembering to keep the chest lifted. And we're not forcing the head or the neck to follow the turn. We're just slowly taking our gaze over the shoulders as we come into the twists. We want to start the twist from our belly button and then kind of slowly work it up the spine, up the body, up the chest. So if you feel like as you're twisting, you're really taking the hand and pulling against the knee to get into the twist, maybe back off and see if we can just slowly wind up from the belly button. So belly button, chest, shoulders, then maybe use the hand on the knee as a little extra push. So go one more time on each side. Big breaths in as we're sweeping up. And exhale, ending on the opposite side that we started with. Okay, let's come back to center. Reach the arms up tall. Let's take the left hand, place it down next to the left hip. Keep both sits bones, both glutes on the ground. And then slowly tip over, lean over to our left side. Pressing down through the right ischium. Feeling the stretch through the rib cage here. Reaching the right hand up and over. And we can start to lift the chin, look up towards our elbow. If our elbow is coming down in front of the face, let's see if we can reach the elbow, raise the elbow up towards the sky. Breathing here. If your left shoulder is kind of hugging up towards your ear, you can bend the left elbow, or you can even walk the left hand over to the left side a little farther, bending the elbow. Maybe we're real flexible and we get the elbow down on the ground, but we want to keep our right sits bone down on the mat. So just feel this long stretch in the obliques, through the intercostal muscles, through our ribs. Maybe even just feel it into the right hip. Maybe you're feeling it through the right tricep. Maybe you're feeling it through the forearm. Maybe you're even feeling it through the fingertips. Breathing here. It's real easy to hold the pose and hold the breath, right? Because we're concentrating on getting into the stretch or getting into the pose. So keep breathing. Good. If we walked our left hand out, let's kind of sneak it back in. Press the left hand into the floor, bring the body back up to center. Switch sides. Right hand comes down, place it next to the right hip. Left hand reaches up. Get a long stretch through the side body. Reach as tall as you can through the left hand, left side. And then exhale, slowly tip over to the right side. Left sits bone on the ground. Chin lifts. We're looking up towards our left elbow. Maybe our right hand starts to walk out to the right side a little bit. Maybe we come down onto the right elbow. Each side's different, so we might be a little more elongated through the ribs on the left side or the right side. So when we're not judging here, not judging ourselves at how stretchy we are or how non-stretchy we are, non-flexible, we're just being here in the present moment, seeing if we can get a little extra length in the side body. If it's not comfortable for you to lift your chin and look up towards your left elbow, you're welcome to look towards the ground or wherever is a comfortable position for your neck. Always listening to the body. And make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And then when you feel like you had an equal stretch on both sides, bring the right hand in a little bit, press through the right hand, and come back to center. Let's take the hands on the knees. We're going to do a seated cat-cow. So first we're going to do is we're going to inhale. We're going to lift the heart forward, press the belly forward, roll the shoulders back, lift the chin, kind of look up towards the sky. And then as we exhale, round the spine. Take the center of the heart and roll it back, round the spine like a cat. Tuck the chin towards the chest, press the hips forward. And then inhale, belly comes forward, shoulders go back, chin lifts up. Even point the tailbone, tilt the tailbone towards the back there. And then exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, open up, lift the spine, lift the heart, lift the chin. Poke out the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Good. Let's do 3 more of these. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Hang on to the knees. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Create some space between the shoulder blades when you're rounding. Really press into those shoulder blades. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Good. One more. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round. Coming back to center. Kind of release it out here. So we're going to come down onto the mat even farther, onto our backs. You can roll it down if you want to. I like to hang on to my knees, and that gives me a little bit of extra support so I'm not smacking my head down on the ground. All right. So from here, we're going to keep the soles of the feet on the ground, or at least keep your feet attached to the floor. And then we can reach the arms out towards the sides of the body if you want, if that feels good for you. And then from here, we're going to let our knees fall over to the left side. So knees falling over to the left, feet are still touching the ground, and maybe the knees go all the way down to the ground, and maybe they don't, probably not. And then our gaze can go over the right shoulder if that's comfortable for us. We want to have both shoulder blades on the mat. So if we feel like maybe one of our shoulder blades popping up off the ground, really sink the right shoulder blade. Sometimes that happens. Release the right shoulder blade to the ground. So then when we come back to center, our head comes back to center, and then our knees come back to center. We'll switch sides. So now feet are still on the ground. Knees slowly float over to the right, and our head gently goes to the left. Perfect. And from here, we're just going to keep going from side to side. So on the inhale, we come back to center, bring it all in. And then on the exhale, slowly come into the twist. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees to the left. Good. Back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center, and exhale to the left. Good. Coming back to center here, let's do happy baby. So we want to draw the knees in towards the chest. Actually, sometimes this feels really good too. Just drawing the knees into the chest, give them a big squeeze. You can wrap the arms around the knees or around the shins or behind the thighs if that feels better for you. Just give a big squeeze here. Tuck into a nice tight ball, as tight as you can. Holding the hands on the shins, or wrapping the arms around, maybe holding the elbows, whatever the tight ball looks like for you. And then release the head to the mat. Let the shoulders sink down. And now we're going to take the knees out nice and wide as we can take them out. Start to feel a little stretch into the groin here. Take the tailbone and press the tailbone down towards the mat. So we want to have all of the spine melting to the mat, just real connected to the mat here. And then our hands are going to go just behind the knees. We're going to pull the knees or draw the knees down and out, kind of towards our elbows, because our elbows are out, or towards our armpits, just kind of towards the sides of the body here. And again, placing the tailbone or pressing the tailbone as close to the mat as you possibly can get it. And then same thing, lower back is pressing down. So there's not one piece of the spine that's taking extra pressure. It's all pretty neutral, same pressure, even pressure. So drawing the knees out to the sides, and then lift the heels up. Still hang on to the knees, but lift the heels up. Try to get the heels to stack over the knees. And they might be tilted out to the side, that's fine. But kind of in alignment with the knees here. If we want to, if our elbows are kind of sinking to the ground and maybe we think we can get a little deeper stretch, we can always reach our hands up to our big toes, take our peace fingers, make a hook around the big toe, and we want to flex through the heel so our ankle is strong, it's not wobbly. So hook the toe and then place maybe the thumb on top of the toe. And do that for both sides if that feels good. And sometimes that brings our shoulders up off the ground, so we want to take our shoulders and just melt them back down. So tailbone is still pressing into the mat. Our sacrum, lower lumbar, all equal pressure into the mat. Shoulders drawing down towards the ground, hanging out here. So we're just stabilizing our lower back here. Perfect. Another breath or two. And then when you're ready to, we can release the legs. And let's go ahead and do our our modified king pigeon or reverse king pigeon. We're going to take our left ankle, we're going to cross it over our right knee. There's creating a window here in between the legs. And then keeping the back on the ground, shoulders on the ground. We're going to take our right hand, reach it through the window. Let's bring our right leg up off the ground. And just kidding, we're going to take our left hand through the window. I forgot which side we were doing. So we're going to take the left hand through the window of our legs. We're going to clasp our hands underneath the right thigh towards the knee and just relax the right foot. Let it flop down. So we have our hands clasped behind the right knee and we're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest. We're going to start to feel a big stretch in through the right glute or left glute and left hip area. We don't want it to be painful or hurt. We want it to feel maybe a little uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be painful. If it's painful, maybe we should back off a little bit. So we're working towards bringing our right knee in towards the chest and pressing our left knee away from the body. We can use our left elbow to press gently on the inside of the left thigh. Breathing here. This is a great stretch to get some release in the sciatica if you have the sciatica issues. Okay, we'll switch sides here. Gently release the right foot down, uncross the legs, and let's cross the right ankle over the left knee. Now this is where our right hand goes in between the window of our legs. Clasp the hands behind the left knee or left thigh and let the left foot just kind of dangle down. We're not flexing it, we're just letting it hang out here. And then as we exhale, slowly draw the left knee in towards the chest. And elbow out to the side, pressing into that right inner thigh. Elbows pressing into our right knee, and our left knee is drawing in towards the chest. And again, each side is different, so you might find this side you're a little bit more in a tight ball, or maybe this side is the not as flexible side. Just remember, the more we practice this, the more we can elongate the muscles and the more we can get settled into the stretch, into the pose, and feel like we have a deeper stretch. When you feel like you had an equal try on both sides, release the hands, let the feet go back down to the mat, and let's take the left the left knee and cross it over the right knee. Reach the arms out to the side. As we exhale, since our left knee is on top, we're going to go over to the right. Just gently let the knees sink over to the right. Take our gaze over the left shoulder. Breathing here. With each exhale, we should feel a little more settled into the pose. Just letting our body relax. If our left shoulder is popping up off of the mat, press down through the left shoulder. going to inhale, head back to center. On the next inhale, we can use our hands or we can slowly just draw the knees back to center. Uncross the legs, switch sides. Now our right knee crosses over the left. Since our right knee is on top, we're going to slowly let our knees fall over to the left side. And take the gaze over the right. And again, if our shoulder is popping up, press down through the right shoulder. Breathing here. Just settling into the pose. If we've gotten a little distracted, perhaps we can bring our attention and our awareness back to the breath, back to the inhale, back to the exhale. Good. And then when you're ready to, head comes back to center, and we can use the hands to draw the knees back up. Uncross the legs. Let's have our feet about hip distance apart. We're going to do a couple of bridge poses. We're going to do a flowing bridge pose. So feet hip distance apart. We're going to take the tailbone. We're going to tuck under the tailbone so the sacrum is connected to the mat. And then as we inhale, we're pressing into the feet, and we're going to scoop the tailbone up and start to peel the spine away from the mat. Shoulders are pressing into the mat, maybe a slight tuck of the chin towards the chest. Lifting the hips up as high as they'll go. And then as we exhale, we're going to roll it down one piece of the spine at a time, so one vertebrae at a time, as slow as you can. And there might be a few that are just kind of stuck together. They want to just move together. So we're going to do it nice and slow. So inhale, lift the tailbone, scoop up the tailbone, lift the hips, bring it all the way up. And then as we exhale, roll it down, press down through each one of the vertebrae. Inhale, scoop up, peel the spine away from the mat, kind of like a banana, just peeling slowly. Exhale, roll it down. Keep pressing through the shoulder blades as you're rolling down. Let's do a few more of these. Inhale, scoop up, press into the feet. Knees are still hip distance apart. Exhaling, rolling it down. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, roll it down. Good. We'll do a few more of these. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, roll it down. Go at your own perfect pace. If you want to go a little slower, make it a little more challenging. Or if you want to go a little quicker because your spine might be a little bit more loose, totally up to you. If you want to make it a lot more challenging, you can also scoop the hips up and lift the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, roll it down, bring the arms back down by the hips. It's always a good pose, good stretch to do. You can make it a little bit more challenging if you want to. Also, lifting the hips and lifting the heels off of the mat. And then exhale, rolling it down. Hips, hands, and then heels come down last. All right, last one. Just one more for good measure, right? Perfect. And let's extend the legs all the way out in front of us. Lift the arms up overhead. Give the body a nice long stretch. Tips of the toes away from the tips of the fingers. Good. And then from here, let's gently pull the left knee into the chest. Give it a big squeeze. Press through the lower back so it's connected to the mat. And then switch legs. Right knee comes in, left leg goes all the way out. Press through the lower back. Good. Switch sides. Just go in from side to side, nice and slow. Take your time. Exhaling, switching legs. Now if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, When we switch legs, have the extended leg maybe hover over the ground an inch or two off of the ground, still pressing through the lower back. So our back is always connected to the mat, all parts of the back connected to the mat. Good. Switching sides with each exhale. So it's kind of like we're bicycling the legs, right? Just nice and slow. And if you don't want to have the extended leg hovering, you can always bring it all the way down. Just be gentle with the body, nice slow movements, moving on the exhale. Taking the inhale to rest, moving on the exhale. Good. So we'd like to end on the opposite side than we started with. I believe we started with the left knee into the chest. So let's switch legs. Have the right knee come into the chest, extend the left leg, point through the toes. And then let's just bring both knees into the chest. One more time. Big squeeze here. And then tuck the chin to the chest. If you want to, you can rock from side to side. Sometimes that feels nice on the lower back. You can walk front to back. Good. Let's come all the way up. Maybe we rock all the way up to sit. Maybe it takes us a few times. Maybe we use our hands. And we're just going to come to a nice seated position. Remove the fleshy parts from underneath the sits bones. Have our legs extended. And let's draw the left knee into the chest. Give the left knee a big squeeze. From here, we want to have the sole of the foot on the mat. So if we like to cross the left foot over the right leg, we can do that. We just want to make sure that the sole of the foot is down, connected to the earth. So it doesn't matter if it's inside the thigh or outside the thigh. Either way, just make sure we're grounded. Our right leg is flexing and firm, so it's nice and solid. We're going to inhale and lift the heart up. We're going to press our belly towards our thigh. So our belly is going to kind of meet our left thigh and just kind of hang out there. Same thing as we did before. We twist from the belly button first, then the chest, then the shoulders, and our head follows last, okay? So inhale, big breath in, and then exhale, twist with the then the shoulders. We'll take our right forearm, wrap it around the left knee, and then take the head and just slowly follow the gaze, looking over the left shoulder here. Breathing here, letting the belly squish onto the thigh. Drawing, we can use both hands to draw, or both arms to draw the left thigh in towards the belly and the belly in towards the left thigh. We can always use our left hand, place it down on the ground to help give a little extra length in the spine, looking over the left shoulder. So lengthening up nice and tall, pressing the left hand down into the mat. And then when we come out of this, our head comes out first, then our shoulders, and then the chest and belly. So we want to switch sides. We want to extend the left leg all the way out. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Give it a big squeeze. And again, sole of the foot on the ground or crossed over, pressing into the mat. Flexing through the left leg, left heel, kind of toes towards you. Inhale, lift the heart up nice and tall. We want to As we lift up nice and tall, we want to take the belly, turn it towards the right thigh, then the chest, then the shoulders, wrap the arm around, squeeze with the left arm squeezing the right thigh, right knee. Good. So if we're rounding in the lower back, that hunching, we want to lift up. So we can also help ourselves by pressing the right hand into the ground, getting us that length in the spine to complete the twist. And then gaze over the right shoulder, if that's comfortable for our neck. Breathing here. Our left foot is still active, so flexing through the heel, nice strong left leg. And when you feel like you had an equal stretch on both sides, our head will come back to center, shoulders, chest, and belly. All right. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit more loose in the lower back and through the chest, or through the shoulders, I mean. I'd like to thank you for hanging out with me and taking a few yoga poses into your practice. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And until next time, namaste.